Please welcome America's service sales coach, Joe Crisara.
Welcome to the Service MVP Podcast, the show that helps home service professionals master high-value sales, build stronger client relationships, and grow their business like never before. Join industry experts as they share real strategies that drive results. If you're ready to level up your service game, you're in the right place. Let's get started.
It's the Service MVP Podcast.
You know, the big buzzword today is AI and everything. And I know that you've been adopting that technology for a while now, especially, and I see a lot of AI technology working in the back office and working on the phones and customer service, but not a lot of it is for the technicians in the field from what I've seen. You have RealAvoice that does the after call coaching and things like that. Can you kind of tell me what things you're working on now that are AI based that are going to help the technicians provide better service?
Yeah, I think it's really for two people. The reason for the AI solution we have called OptionBuilder.ai. If you look it up, that's the address you can go to look that up. It's made for people, right? Because the hardest thing, as you know, to make those premium, mid-range, and economy choices, and also to list. I always say, Bill, you have to have as many problems when you make those prices as you do the solutions. Because if you just have a lot of solutions and you're only trying to solve one little problem, like the problem I had with the coupler on the pump, it wasn't the only problem. The problem was oil leaking from the motor, and the control boards, relays were fried as well. The conductors were brittle, and there was things that were just unsafe and unhealthy in that situation. So those additional things, the stack of they call it the problem stack. You've heard about the value stack, right? Mm-hmm. That's a common term that all the younger people than me, I learned it from. Like, oh, that's a cool term, value stack. I said, you know what? You need to have a problem stack, because if you're trying to present a solution stack without a problem stack, the solution stack is like, why the hell are you trying to sell me all these solutions that I don't need? So to get the technician to think, here's all the problems with the system. So the AI program can prompt them to say, hey, we need to find the problems with the main problem. How does that impact the safety, the health, the design, the installation, the age and neglect? These are all a stack of problems that we have pre-wired, and it's got to have discipline to make sure you do it every time, right? You can't just I forgot three of them. The program we have, it has that hardwired into it, and then AI will give you the technical problem or the technical reason for the safety issue, the technical health issue, the technical design issue. So it'll give you that, but it also gives you the emotional impact that it has on the client. So it does both the problem and the people. The only program, listen, and people say, Joe, your program is going to be copied by somebody in about 48 hours if they see it. I said, I don't think so. I said, because they would have to take 40 years of experience and try to put that into a box and say, only if they had all my material to do that, they could do it, I guess. Yeah. But you know what? I got to get there. I'm trying to get there first so that if it is copied, they'll know it was copied from here, and then they can always go, why don't we just go to the original? Nobody wants to buy a fake Fendi purse. They want the real one, right? So that's it. So I think it's number one, creates a stack of problems that go with the main problem. That the young, it teaches young technicians like, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh,
right.
But like even you told me things I didn't know you had. And so the program itself has to teach the technician, here's the problem beyond the problem. So it does that. And then it creates solution. Here's the solution beyond the main problem that are going to solve all the safety, health, quality, reliability issues and all the rest of it there, right? And so the program does that because, Nathan Brown, your brother, he was one of the first willing participants at your company. He was like, I'm going to do this. And he did it, and it worked. He killed it with it. And of course, but it was hard. He's like, you do know Bill is good. He told you, he's like, Yeah, it's okay, but it's going to take me like an hour to write all that stuff up, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, it takes an extra hour to write it all up, honestly. And
Mhm.
so it is worth it because the job will make 5 times more than it would have before. But it's hard to get people to pump the brakes and say, you know what? Now the program does all that in about 10 seconds.
Mhm.
And so what would have taken an hour, the output can now be done in 10 seconds. And you know what, Bill? You're part of it in a way. You don't even realize that. You helped us with our pricing. Bill Brown himself, I hired him I think 2 years ago, maybe it was. Can
Mhm.
you come in and rework this flat rate pricing? We had a file that we had from the 90s. He helped us modernize it and reorganize it and put it into a better process. So you were part of that. And he was like, let's put that flat rate file in there, so that flat rate file comes with the program too. So you don't got to
Right.
buy flat rate pricing; it just comes with it. So it makes the options, the problems, it makes the solutions, the personal impact of the problem, the personal
Mhm.
impact of the solution is wired into it, and then the warranty and service is in there with the monthly payment, the financing, and everything like that. And it does it in only 2 prompts. It doesn't. You don't have to go through a long series of stuff. It's like, who are the customers? Give me a little lifestyle. Single, married, kids. That's all I need. And what's the other part? Here's a bad igniter. Here's a bad fan motor. Customer wants an estimate on a furnace. It's 40-year-old furnace or whatever. It could be a very minimal prompt, and it
Mhm.
comes up with complex problems and solutions. And then you could edit that too. You can reprompt it or edit it to do it well. And it's connected to a flat rate pro. So we're getting it connected to PriceBook Pro and ServiceTitan,
Okay.
as well as our thing as well. So it is accurate. It's not just like hallucinating about where the prices are coming from.
Mhm.
It comes from you're putting the prices in there or using our prices. So it does give you a solid flat rate price with the hours that can be changed up or down before you price it out. So it makes the pricing process ridiculously easy. And there's a lot of good programs out there that do pricing, but I think they're using a 1990s model
Mhm.
and trying to copy some of what we do. Unfortunately, it still turns into too much model number, serial number, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Not enough about the client. So that's what it does. And I only built it because I wanted our team to have it easier, my people to teach this easier. And then I realized that why don't we just give this to the contractor? Why don't they have it too?
Oh, right. So it was the teacher's edition, right? And then
Yeah, it was. We only did it for the people who were going to teach it. We're like,
oh,
we need our coaches to have a tool to teach this better. And then
right.
we did it. And we're like, and then what people are like, yeah, I showed this to one of the guys. Like, how can I get that? And I'm like, oh, you think people would buy it? And it's like, hell yeah, people would buy it actually. So that's where it kind of the metamorphosis there of that. It wasn't designed to sell it to people. It was designed
Mhm.
to help people first, and then people found value and they start buying. And now we have over 150 kind of beta users on it right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. That would have been so great to have back in the day because that's so difficult to do. So now you can spend your time. You're right. It took a long time to put together options because you could be there talking to a customer for an hour and a half to gather all that information and to put those options together. Very, very challenging. And every employee I hired, I had to kind of start over and we had to teach a whole new way of looking at things. And, when I started, even though I thought I was a good technician, there were so many things that you taught me to check and options to provide that I didn't even really know existed. Right. Like the only time I would ever change the terminals on a capacitor is if they were burned up and I couldn't plug the new capacitor in. Never never offered a better capacitor, just whatever I had in the truck. Didn't even think about that stuff. So it's just a whole different way of thinking. And they don't teach that in school, in trade school. It's very basic. So the company's culture has to really adopt that. So I think it's very helpful.
I think in the trade school, they just teach part for part,
Mm-hmm.
not that you can design a better one. Like a 440 capacitor is heavy dutier than a 370. A variable speed motor would be quieter than a normal motor. So you can actually increase the quality. Instead of a single pole contactor in the outdoor unit, you can actually do a 2-pole would be better, right? And or a higher amperage of that one could be a heavier duty or more quality I was the first one who said, "Hey, you should put 50 amp contactor in an outdoor unit."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Man, how's that work?" It's like you just put it in there because you got an old unit that's conducting a higher amperage. You should do a higher. Like I never thought of that. Like you said, it's all that's what I'm proud of, is bringing solutions to people that they would. It's right in front of us, honestly, but they just didn't think of that they could do that, honestly, and it's right there in front of you, though. Makes sense.
Thank you for listening and watching the Service MVP podcast. I want to give you a copy of my free book. Just click on the link below in the description, and one will be sent to you from me personally. Thank you so much for listening.